showing up.
Well, you never know, right?
Things typically go better when I advertise them in some way.
Yeah.
But this will work as a good test to see if I've got everything set up properly or not. Yo. Okay, so have you ever played you've played Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, I've played Call of Duty before. Which one
Are-
in particular, or is it just any of them?
I'm not sure which Call of Duty has the mission, but it's no Russian. The controversial mission.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was 4, wasn't it? Was it 4? Modern Warfare 1 or 2?
No idea. I have never really played Call of Duty, but I'm very familiar with that mission in particular because it made a lot of moms angry.
Right.
The reason I bring it up is because Fish sent a link on Twitter, and I will send it to you to watch really quick. It's short. And then I'll play it on stream.
Wait, stop! Me first! You steal no kills from me!
Oh Jesus.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I have seen this particular mission in Call of Duty played dozens of times since its original release.
Right.
I have never, ever seen a YouTuber or a streamer say me first.
Yeah.
Um,
It's definitely a way to take that mission, especially like if it's a you know it already, like you know what mission it is and what you're about to do. There's only like a few ways you can kind of take it. You can either like feign ignorance or just lean heavily into it, right?
well, here's the thing, and why that doesn't work here. Because this is like the re-release or remaster of this game. Before
Right.
the mission starts, there's a trigger warning asking if you want to skip over the content. So you can either,
Okay.
they even warn you, like you're about to see some really dark stuff. Do you want to skip it? Not only did she say no, don't skip it, she does this.
Yeah. Well, I think just as a I assume this is from a clip from a stream.
Yes.
So it can be a natural tendency to lean a lot more into being extra, right? As a streamer. This is certainly extra.
I mean,
Was it the right call? Probably not.
So this is Bibu or Koseki Bijo. She's a Hololive VTuber. I don't think that this was. I think that this was like a genuine reaction. Like nobody in her chat was like, "Oh, it would be funny if you, just went guns blazing and got into character."
Right.
This was pretty unprompted.
I don't know. I don't know enough about this person's character and how they kind of react on stream. Is this like a unexpected kind of energy?
Yes. Not just because Hololive does the whole, Japanese idol thing, but like I said, I've seen this mission played countless times by VTubers and YouTubers. I've never, ever seen
Oh, yeah.
this before. Like, I've seen people who will obviously shoot, but me first,
Yeah.
you're not stealing any of my kills. This is a new one.
I guess the only thing I can say is she saw an opportunity to be controversial or to be different, because I mean, I've never seen anybody take this mission that way either, and just kind of decided to take it.
Now, I should preface this by saying I don't care. It's a video game, get
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who, like, have a certain mentality when it comes to HoloLive VTubers specifically, and just the way that censorship with online stuff has gone recently.
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
this is absolutely, like, from a PR standpoint, this is a basically like a nightmare. Like, it shouldn't have done that just from if you're a corporate VTuber, but
I mean, at this age and time, this mission in particular, and your company, like, it's just a combination of yikes.
yeah.
Oop. Gotta be careful if I'm.
I will say it made me laugh.
it got a chuckle out of me, but like, my
I
eyes
was
widened.
definitely not expecting me first.
When I first saw it, I did that the gif of the blinking guy that I always use.
Yeah.
But what I found particularly interesting is one of the first replies is Bibu asked people not to clip this mission. Yeah, it's funny, but people should still respect her wishes. Fuck off.
Yeah.
A public stream, a public VOD. She gets clipped all the time. She's a member of HoloLive. They all get clips.
Yeah.
A whole lot of wow
I mean,
on that.
There's a certain amount of just, yeah, you're putting yourself out there just as a streamer, right?
Mhm.
So you have to expect some kind of backlash against anything you do. Like, even if you made a video about, like, I don't know, ants or something like that, some antologist is gonna, like, probably have a controversial opinion on you if you become famous enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And it would be one thing if the stream was like a members only stream, or, you know, like a paywalled content sort of thing. You don't want to do that. But this is for everyone to see, regularly scheduled public stream.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing where, like, you just have to like take the L on that if it's controversial.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's kind of a weird time right now, but I imagine that some vocal Karens are gonna see this, and HoloLive's gonna receive some colorful letters in the coming days.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, with the political climate being kind of what it is right now, especially in the US, just a lot of stuff that shouldn't be controversial is, just in general.
You went full on American stereotype.
Yep.
So, before we started, the the doorbell rang.
I was
was
just about to
actually-
ask that.
It was my neighbors,
Okay.
and they're throwing a party right now. But they brought me over a big plate of carne asada, meat,
Okay.
and I'm like, hell yeah, thank you. I don't have to cook dinner now.
That's amazing.
Them specifically, I don't mind if they throw a party and get loud because they'll bring over whatever they're drinking, they'll bring me a drink, they'll bring me food, and I kind of do the same.
Yeah. That's the kind of neighbor that I wish was more common.
I tell them all the time they're not allowed to move.
Yeah. I can see why. I mean, my neighborhood is relatively quiet just in general. Like I live next to a guy who's been here when we moved into this place when I was like 14 or so, this guy had retired. And he's still alive and still like in the same house. That's my one neighbor. The other neighbor has changed countless times, but the current people living there seem to be relatively all right. They invite my mom over to drink and stuff.
My neighborhood.
They don't mind my bike going off every once in a while, so I can't
Is it-
complain.
When you say your bike goes off, you mean like an alarm or just like backfiring?
Anytime I like go out and unlock my bike, it makes a loud like whistly sound.
Huh.
And I'm very self-conscious about it.
Is it supposed to make that noise?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's
As long as
nothing
it's
I can
not-
do about it.
As long as it's not one of those like muffler, like car assholes who make their cars louder for no reason.
Yeah, I know what you mean, like loud engine sound. No, it's nothing like that. This is an electric like e-bike sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
It's,
You're good,
it's
you're
more or
good.
less an electric moped. I can send a picture if you would like.
Let's see. I had a blue moped. I wanted to get a Vespa because I was a big fan of Fooly Cooley,
Right.
but I never got a driver's license. So the moped I did have, I drove illegally.
Oh, that's the thing with this bike that I got is that it's because it hits under certain certain restrictions. I'm allowed to drive it without a license because the law is a little bit funky here, and there's a whole cottage industry of these little like street legal vehicles that have cropped up.
Are they street legal or are they like sidewalk type of vehicles?
They have to be written on the street because of the letter of the law.
Okay.
There's the picture.
Ooh, nice.
It has a very retro look to it.
Is it alright if I show this on stream?
Yep. I don't think it shows anything that would show where I lived or anything. It's just fence and dirt.
Do you think two people could ride it?
Yes, it is designed to fit two people. I even
Ooh.
have the second, like, I don't know where they go, because when I bought the bike, it didn't have any instructions on how to put it together. So I
Wait.
do have the pegs for a passenger to sit and rest their feet. I just don't know where they go.
Now, when
I'm
you
sure
say
now
that
there's a video.
you didn't have the instructions to put it together, how many pieces did you have to assemble for?
The front wheel, all of the back tail box, the steering wheel, and I had to put the pedals on.
How do you know that you put it together right?
It hasn't fallen apart yet.
That's kind of scary.
Well, I also had my friend who is very mechanically inclined look over it and make sure I did it right. And after a weird accident I had where I bent like one of the steering bits on it, we got it sorted out, but he ended up looking over it and becoming very familiar with it, so he didn't say anything was out of the ordinary, so I guess I put it together right. He had some comments about the engineering, but that was about it.
Well, that's good enough for a seal of approval. How long have you had it?
I got it last year.
Oh, okay. You said it hasn't fallen apart.
Yeah, I fixed a part on it that was like loose before, and I was like, why is that? And then I found out that, oh no, I put it together wrong, and then I fixed that. All the important bits were put together right, because I did watch over a video to make sure like that they did release, to make sure that it was put together right. I just never got around to putting on the passenger foot pedals yet. But yeah, it's a neat little bike that gets me around town.
That's really all you need.
Yeah. I wanted to get something, like when I was looking at something like this, I was thinking about getting just something like a pedal assist bike or something like that. But the problem with those is I wanted something that actually had like lock and key and an alarm system. Because in my area, I don't know about yours, but bikes get stolen all the fucking time.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never had a bike that I could just sell in my life, or like I had to get rid of because I outgrew it, or I was like I didn't need it anymore or anything like that. They were always stolen.
I've never had a bike stolen, but the bikes that I outgrew, I kind of just got rid of. But around here, I decided not to get a new bike because it would absolutely go missing. No
I
question.
knew. I used to work with a guy at Walmart, and he told me the day that I like, because I was working at Walmart at the time, and he saw me going, oh, what the fuck, outside the parking lot, right? Because my bike, the bike I borrowed from my roommate, got clipped and stolen while I was working night shift. So all there was just a broken lock where his bike was, and I had to walk for I had about a 3-hour walk or so to get home. And the guy saw me and decided to give me a ride home, and he was telling me that he ended up buying a car because he was sick of having to buy a new bike like every 3 months. So it was cheaper to just buy a car.
Yeah, I think after the first time I got a bike stolen, I'd probably be done. It's odd though, because this neighborhood that I live in would absolutely steal bikes, but they will not steal packages.
Interesting.
Won't do it.
That's it. That's good. Because, I mean, the porch pirates of the world are probably the biggest scumbags of like I can think of.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. But
Because I know, at least for this house, no matter, my house has a breezeway with it, so there's like storm door, breezeway, then actual front door. And despite always, with anything I order, whether it's Uber Eats, whether it's Amazon packages, whatever, I always put in the instructions, leave inside the front door. And they always leave it on the steps.
Which is outside or inside?
Outside.
Ah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
What you gotta do is you gotta say, I'll leave an extra tip if you do this properly.
Yeah, really. I've only had one Uber Eats driver so far at this house. Like, actually listen to the instructions. And I leave a decent tip every time. Like, I always tip 15%.
See, I've actually never ordered Uber Eats or DoorDash or anything like that. 'Cause
Probably for the best.
I saw a video of, I want to say it was like Internet City or someone, but basically they got their food delivered and it was half eaten.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who does that? And why do you think there wouldn't be any consequences?
Well, there weren't. That's the thing. They complained, they put in a complaint, and they got a response back like, oh, you ate that. So you could get, free food or something.
Yeah.
And ever
That's
since I saw that, I was like, there's no way in hell, because I will kill someone over that. That is...
Yeah. I did see a streamer who, another Canadian streamer actually, lives a little bit more closer to Ottawa, and so north from where I am. He ordered some, like, Uber Eats or some kind of delivery, right? And he had them leave it out the front, because in case he can't, for whatever stream reason, isn't able to immediately go greet the guy at the door, right? Makes sense? Guy goes out there, fucking raccoons got into it immediately. Even though it was only like 2 minutes. Like, those raccoons were sitting there in the bush waiting for him.
And it's not legal to own guns in Canada.
Well, you can own a gun. It's just, we have a lot more restrictions. Can't
Those
own a handgun,
raccoons.
though.
Those raccoons would be cooked. Oh, it wasn't Internet City. It was Pat from Pat Stares at Super Best Friends.
Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Okay, isn't he in Montreal, though?
He was. Now he's in Toronto.
Oh, okay. He's not far from me, then.
And it's weird. He's such a germaphobe, paranoid type that I'm surprised the idea that an extra set of hands is handling his food doesn't ick him out.
Right. Yeah. There's
Hello, Bleach. Bleach God, how you
just by nature of having worked in a kitchen, I think if I was a germaphobe, I don't think I'd ever order fast food.
doing? Yeah.
Or really go to any restaurant. Because, I mean, a lot, even when they are, all following the rules, to the letter, a lot of cooks and chefs have a tendency, at least in my experience, to be the craziest motherfuckers on the planet.
True. Very true.
It's
I
a
mean-
very high-stress job, and a lot of people will do a lot of very weird shit when it's high stress. That's why a lot of chefs and a lot of cooks smoke. Same with
Ugh.
nurses.
The last thing that I want is I don't like smokers. I'd prefer you not smoke. But if you're handling my food and you've got cigarette fingers, I'd kind of rather you didn't.
Yeah. But, So, there is a very fancy restaurant that I will not name that is fairly close by. It is pretty famous in general as far as upper class places go. Like, we've had celebrities here, we've had like, I think at one point Ubisoft Montreal like flew everybody down here or something like that to go to this restaurant kind of thing. Very well, like, nice, has a whole day spa and shit. Very fancy place. I had a buddy that used to work there as just a dishwasher. And a bunch of the cooks were all like really close buddies, all went to, or they were chefs, but still. They all went through like school together, all got hired at this place together, and they were just absolutely fucking banana nuts crazy. At one point they were just running around like whole fist up another guy's ass, grabs like a fistful of ass hair and rips it out.
Wait a minute.
Like through his pants.
Wow. What? Oh, wait. That is not where I thought this story was going.
Oh yeah. They did all kinds of crazy shit. That was probably one of the more crazier things. There was also the time where a guy was just holding a tomato, and they had this big, like, industrial sized, like, cans, like canned tomatoes or whatever, right? Well, there was an empty one of those full of grease, and it was just kind of precariously on the edge of, like, a grill kind of area, or like a cooking stove. One of the guys holds a tomato, looks at it, everybody's like watching the gears turn.
No.
And he just kind of gently tosses it, and it lands right into the grease thing. Grease thing knocks over, causes this huge grease fire. Nobody's putting out the grease fire or anything. They're all just clapping. He throws his arms up, and he does a victory lap all around the fucking kitchen.
I mean, I was going to say that I have, like, with delivery, I have trust issues with people maliciously doing stuff to my food. What you're describing is, like, Parks and Recreation levels of chaos and pandemonium.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
Like,
the
that's-
thing, right? Like, as soon as, like, it got busy, though, that's when they all, like, knuckled down, and it became high stress, high strung, let's get shit done kind of situation. And then as soon as things got, like, calm, that's when everybody started fucking around.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Bleach God says, I never could work with chefs. The smell of that kush outside doesn't help with my appetite. I do understand the stress that they get. I always go inside a fast food restaurant to get my food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know I've never met a single cook or chef that didn't smoke something.
Yeah, even my dad, he used to work the dining hall on, like, Air Force bases and stuff. Hey, Chip.
Okay.
He used to
Hello,
smoke,
Chip.
but by the time I was really old enough to have coherent thoughts, he had quit, apparently. And he was just a heavy drinker, but yeah. I see videos online of, like, that guy who would, like, just go behind the counters of Burger Kings and McDonald's and drop ice into the deep fryer.
Oh yeah.
I'm
That
just
I'm
like,
not surprised about. The same restaurant I was telling you about earlier, one of the guys had a habit of who was working the salad station, would actually, like, grab, like, a little bit of butter and just flick it onto the other guy's grill to piss him off. And just one time he ended up just, like, guy was like, if you do that again, I'm going to fucking break you in half, right? And so he ends up when he just looks around, grabs, like, the biggest wad of, like, butter and just dumps it onto the grill.
I mean, it's good that they're able to kind of mess around and have fun. I guess I'm okay with them doing whatever they want so long as they're clean about it and my food
yeah.
isn't, contaminated and stuff.
Well, that was the thing, is like they followed, everything was strictly by health standards fine. It's just they were crazy ass motherfuckers in the kitchen.
Okay, then I'm cool with that. Just don't hurt me and we're good. Thinking about working on a bit tomorrow. Ooh, that's exciting. What for? Or do you want to keep it secret shit? I got lucky and dodged. Like, I've never worked in food service of any type.
Oh, nice.
I went
It's,
straight
it's
into
pretty
customer
rough.
service.
I've worked quite a few jobs in kitchens. And like one job in a factory. And that one was pretty bad.
I've worked distribution centers, but never factory work.
It's because of what I was manufacturing, which was like gift cards and other things. There was a lot of restrictions around what we could have on like the factory floor, which sucked. So like you could not legally have a phone, for example, on the factory floor in case you stole customer data, because they had to encode some of that onto some of the cards that they manufactured. So you couldn't have like a Bluetooth speaker or anything. All you got was like an old hand-me-down radio, and that was like the best you could get. And even then, reception was really bad inside the factory, so you didn't really get that much as far as music goes.
I always hated jobs like that because it's like, as long as the work gets done, why do we have to be miserable? Why is that a requirement?
Oh yeah. So many jobs feel like they are just made to be misery factories more than anything else. That was like my job at Walmart. I was a overnight shelf stocker, and as long as everything got unloaded, I don't see why it mattered whatever I did, right? And one of the things I used to do was listen to, God, I almost dated myself again by saying books on tape, but no, they're audiobooks.
Oh. See, I want to get audiobooks. Because I do a lot of reading, but I wish that I could read and work at the same time.
Oh yeah. It's a good way to do it. As long as like what you're doing still allows you to visualize whatever is being talked about, right?
Like, for example, I have all of the books of Tanya the Evil,
Okay.
and the audiobooks for that are read by the voice actor for the main character in the anime.
Oh, nice.
But they are expensive.
While I was working at Walmart, I went through The Hobbit. I went through all of the Hitchhiker novels. And I was working on Discworld. But I only managed to get through a couple of Discworld novels before I ended up leaving that job for the factory job.
I tried to get into. I'm about to make a lot of people angry. I tried and failed to get into the Lord of the Rings stuff, but
Oh, it's dry.
the books are dry, and the first movie always gives me a headache because of just how much camera shaking there is.
Okay. I can see that.
So
I loved the movies, but I don't like the way Tolkien writes. Like,
is it worse or better than George R. R. Martin?
I've never read anything by Martin.
Oh,
Tolkien writes in a very dry, very like history book way.
oh, okay. So even though it's not real, it feels like you're being lectured at.
Yeah,
It's
a
unfortunate.
lot of that. Well, I mean, it makes sense because Tolkien was a historian, and in a lot of ways, and a guy who was and a language nerd. Like he made the Elven language, and then he built a whole world to describe the creation of that language. And by God, he was going to make sure that you heard that language, because there's long sections, like, rather than something like, oh, the elves sang a song, it was very beautiful, and the characters don't understand a word of it, kind of situation. No, he writes out the full song in Elvish in the book, and you just have to deal with it.
There's a part of me that appreciates that level of world building, but if you can't introduce it in a way that's not obnoxious, then it just makes people want to skip it.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of thing that if you were already interested in Tolkien's work, you're gonna absolutely love it and eat it up because it's fascinating. Otherwise, it's just like for a newcomer, it's like oof. And I even have like the Silmarillion, which was the book that takes place, that it's the history of Middle Earth before Lord of the Rings long before Lord of the Rings takes place.
I wonder if
Some of
Lord
them
of the
are short.
does Lord of the
Sorry.
Rings have as much world building or close to it as something like Warhammer? Do you think?
Yes.
Oh God! Oh God!
Like here's the thing. The Lord of the Rings itself takes place as the last great story that Middle Earth has to offer. It is the last chapter of magic in the world. Because one of the other things that Tolkien was famous for being was he was a huge pessimist. And all of the bad guys, all of the evils of Middle Earth are fading away. All of the great heroes of Middle Earth are fading away, kind of situation. Everything that is is moving to a point of mediocrity, is kind of what his story was going against and trying to tell.
So he starts this great epic adventure as the last cool thing to ever happen in the world that has tons of world building and lore.
Yes.
Why do all of the most popular authors do that and tell stories that are out of order or happening at like the end?
I want to say it's because they explore those ideas out of order in some manner. Like
Drives
you
me
think,
crazy.
oh yeah, there's like a history here, but it's all like kind of vague, and then you explore it like later on because there's only so much time in a day to write, and a lot of writers usually write in order to explore ideas.
But it's like Star Wars Out of Order. I guess Harry Potter Out of Order, even though I'm not too familiar with it, but it seems like the bulk of the interesting stuff with Harry Potter happens before Harry's born.
Right. I know in Star Wars' case, it was just a matter of they wanted to allude to something interesting happening in the past, when like with a throwaway line like the Clone Wars, and nobody had ever thought anything more about that. It was just there to be like, ooh, what could the Clone Wars mean? What could it be, right? Like just as an idea, as like a insert your own narrative here kind of situation, or something to explore later. And explore later, it happened.
Sure, but I guess it worked. So what do I know, right? But even if you take out like the horrible Disney movies, watching Star Wars is this convoluted mess of, do you watch it in release order or do you watch it in chronological order?
Right.
And even if you pick chronological order, it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it has its problems for sure. Like, I mean, it doesn't help that the newer movies of the Lucas movies aren't that great, to put it politely.
Yeah,
But I mean, there have been countless like hours-long videos on why those movies kind of failed as movies. I think of what was it, the Red Letter Media guy who did like a whole like spiel about them.
I know Red Letter
What's
Media.
wrong with your face? Contact me if you want a pizza roll.
It's just like in school, that line where it's like the writer or the reading or English teacher or whatever says, write about the most interesting thing, or no, is this the most interesting thing that's happening in your story? And if it's not, write about that. And that line is
Yeah,
clearly
that's what I was about to
bold.
bring up too. Was like, is this the most interesting part of this character's life? If not, then why aren't we reading about that?
All of the most popular works seem to just break that rule. So it must be
Right.
bullshit.
I guess the other thing too, at least when it comes to other forms of art, is you need to know the rules very well in order to break them, kind of situation. So they teach you the rule and you follow the rule until you know how to break it properly. I don't know, I'm grasping at straws here.
I mean, you might be onto something. Let's see, Bleach says, if you knew the popularity of something you make, the publisher and fans want more. As the creator, you'll have to answer the publisher with more product and answer the fans with the question they ask. But what if you told them to buzz off? Because I feel like there are a lot of writers and authors who do that too. Or, well, they'll do the opposite of what their fans want. Where it's like, if
Yeah.
there's a character that's popular, they'll kill them.
I mean,
Game of Thrones.
there's also good like merit in just saying, I don't know, is it, when fans come in and have a question, right? Like look at, for example, the Zelda timeline. Fans had like their own idea of what the Zelda timeline was forever, and there were arguments over a linear timeline or a split timeline. And then they'd bring it up to Miyamoto, and then he'd be like, I don't know, is it right or is this wrong? And then ultimately we got an official timeline, and it pleased nobody.
Leaving it open to interpretation was like best case scenario.
Yeah, because imagination is far better than anything that can be put down into paper.
That's one of the reasons why I liked Final Fantasy so much. It didn't need to be connected and have all of these, branching connectivity, and it was okay to have something share similarities but be its own thing and stand on its own.
Oh yeah. I thought Final Fantasy did it the best as far as the idea of sequels. It's just, here's a couple of like connecting threads between things. Like chocobos are usually always depicted as mounts, for example. Moogles are always friendly, things like that. And a few shared goofy enemies like Cactars. But for the most part, there's every sequel is kind of its own contained thing.
Yeah. And I mean, they did eventually make stuff like Dissidia where, the worlds connect, but that's like still its own separate thing.
Yeah, I'd even still argue that that's like its own non-canon sort of thing. Or like soft canon sort of scenario. Because it's like, oh, well, when does this take place in whoever's story?
It's canon in the sense of itself. Like, Dissidia and Duodecim are prequel and sequel to that world where the worlds are connected.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that Zelda would be something like that, where it's just this link and that link exist at the same time in different worlds that have nothing to do with one another. But nope, it's a timeline.
Yeah, and I've never enjoyed that timeline. I could bitch about it forever. Because, like, first and foremost, right, it's not a different timeline, it's alternate universe. Because... And why is it only Link or Ocarina of Time have a timeline where if the hero fails, when you can die in any of them? So just, it drives me up the wall. I hate the Zelda timeline. I've always thought like the Zelda timeline was a fun theory until it became canon, and then it's like, oh, this isn't fun anymore.
I still kind of just treat it like the games are all separate. I'm not trying to think about no timelines or none of that.
That's what I do. All of them work
go ahead.
best as their own thing, and as their own separate story. Like, the most I would ever say as far as a timeline works for Zelda is you could imagine that it's like a reincarnation of the same story that happens over and over again. Certain elements come back, some don't, but for the most part, it's going to be the same sort of deal.
I'm willing to think about the timeline with, like, Wind Waker, for example. Like, Wind Waker, and then there's the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks.
Oh yeah, well those games are explicitly connected. Same
Yeah.
with like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Are those games connected?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I never knew that.
I mean,
Huh.
even what was it? A Link to the Past and what's it called? Link's Awakening on Game Boy are the same Link.
Wait, A Link to the Past and which other one?
Link's Awakening, the one on Game Boy.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I think, aren't Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages connected? No?
Ages and Seasons, I think, are somewhat connected. I know there were, like, they have a weird connection to them, but I don't recall what it is off the top of my head. Oh, my model flipped out for a second there. It's something like 2 stories happening simultaneously. The fun thing with that game, or rather the unfun thing, is that there was supposed to be a 3rd game that just never got released when it comes to those games.
Sucks.
And you were
I
supposed
really
to
like
be able
those
to
games.
connect all 3. Because, like, one was, like, they were going to be, like, 3 pieces of the Triforce kind of situation. One was Power, which was Seasons. Wisdom was Ages, and then there was going to be a 3rd one that was going to be Courage. And it would come in, like, a green box or whatever, presumably.
That would have been cool. But it's interesting that we got onto the topic of Zelda because Nintendo, I don't know if you've heard this,
Maybe
Nintendo
not.
has been forcing a major speedrun charity event to remove its games.
I did see this, actually. Yeah, ESA in Japan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a lot of bad
I don't
blood
know.
with Nintendo. Why do they want
Yeah,
people
just
to hate
the-
them?
Nintendo is such a strange company. It's like they're allergic to good publicity in a lot of cases. I have no idea why they would do this because it's a charity event. There's no bad thing that can come from this. The only thing I can think of is that it's a weird thing where, like, I know some Japanese developers get, like, or rather publishers get really antsy about speedrunning and weird ways to play video games, but, like, still, it's like, fuck off. People are going to play the game the way they want to play the game,
It
and there's
seems
nothing
like
you can really do about that.
it seems like they don't like the idea of showing people en masse ways that their games can be broken.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing that
shit.
Nintendo and Capcom are really cracking down on just content creators again. As,
Oh, Capcom's doing it too?
yeah, for a while, Capcom was issuing copyright strikes to YouTube channels that, like, defeated certain monsters in a certain speed. Like, there are a lot of videos where it's like, this is what 10,000 hours of longsword looks like. And it's like 4 hunters who are all using the same set, just crushing a monster as fast as possible. And Capcom had a big tantrum about that.
Shit.
Maybe that just made
I know-
another mistake.
I know Atlas has been pretty bad about what you can and can't stream and what you can and can't show on a YouTube video as well. It seems to be a lot more Japanese developers that don't like this or have trouble getting their head around the idea of just other forms of content that aren't just sitting down and playing the game.
Well, with Atlas, they got really paranoid about people streaming and making videos about spoilers.
Yeah.
But they've recently kind of eased up on that a little bit because they realized that people were going to buy the game regardless.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think it was when they did the PC port of Persona 4 Golden that they realized, oh shit, people are just gonna buy the game. We don't need to, put a restriction on when they have to stop making content.
Yeah, didn't they have like weird restrictions? Like you can't until like
They had
5 years
days.
from now, you can't stream certain things. Or
No,
you
what it-
couldn't stream up to a certain day and other things, right?
Yep. They would have like a specific day on the calendar in game where it's like by this
Yeah.
day in game you have to stop. And people were like, what the hell? And what was interesting was one of the arguments that got them to realize to stop doing that is they did it to avoid spoilers, but by telling people who had never played the game before where the end of the game was, they themselves spoiled the game.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, oh, the ending starts on this day in game. And it's like, well, what the hell, Atlas?
Yeah. I know for a while Sega was pretty bad about their non-Sonic franchise things. Like they were pretty bad about anything like Shining Force related would get like takedowns on YouTube. This was ages ago when I heard about this.
That's interesting to hear about. Because they've always been, like, pretty hands-off with the Yakuza series.
I think they've kind of been paying attention to like how successful it's been for the Sonic community, because the Sonic community just in general has a rule of just don't poke the bear.
Oh, yeah, with, like,
situation.
Their fan games and stuff.
When it comes to anything with fan games, when it comes to ROM hacks, anything like that, it's a matter of don't poke the bear. And the general community has largely followed that rule, which is surprising in any kind of larger community.
But that's odd because ever since like the PlayStation 2 Yakuza games, I've never heard of anyone getting any trouble from Sega as far as that was concerned.
It was
Even-
only specific franchises that they would go nuts over.
Weird. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I think
Now,
Capcom
yeah,
is
speaking of Nintendo, do you remember the Nintendo Creation Club or whatever
I
it was?
do. Oh my gosh. That was one of the things that made me like after my 3DS broke and they were like, "Oh, you have to rebuy all your digital games." It was that and the Creation Club that I was like, "All right, you know what, Nintendo? We're just never going to get along, you and me."
Yeah.
But do you remember Capcom and the incident with the nude mod of Chun-Li?
Yes. I know they've been cracking down on mods ever since.
They have indeed. And it's been a pain to find certain old mods that used to be all over the place. They're just gone. It sucks.
God damn it.
And Square Enix also has been really cracking down on mods.
Somehow I'm not surprised just because Square Enix has a tendency to be like, oh, a shitty idea? Let me just get on board with that.
Well, no. There was an incident with them too.
I don't think I heard about this.
In Italy, during one of their diet meetings, like Congress,
Okay.
there was a presentation, and somehow somebody put Tifa porn on the main display,
this!
being televised to their entire world.
Yes! I did hear about this.
So everybody got to see Tifa getting her cheeks pounded during Italian. And after that, there were been a whole bunch of fan art of Tifa naked with like the Italian flag and stuff.
Yeah, I remember this.
Holy cow. That was everywhere.
Oh, man.
So ever since then, Square Enix has been like, ooh, we really wish you didn't do that.
Yeah,
And then Final
I mean, for
Fantasy
the most
14
part-
and those mods too.
yeah. There's tons of them out there for 14, but that's true of like I think every MMO.
I mean, World of Warcraft has those plugin things, but I don't think I've ever heard of anybody using spicy WoW mods.
They're out there.
Are they out there as much as the Final Fantasy 14 mods though?
I don't know. Final Fantasy 14 is really like pretty up there. I mean, there was a whole RP. There was one of the RP servers. I think it's called Goldshire. Is well known for being full of just lewd RP.
The lewd RPers in Final Fantasy 14 bought a billboard to advertise their in-game host club.
That is amazing. I don't know if I should be impressed, shocked, or appalled. I think I'm just
scared.
impressed.
I'm terrified.
There was the one YouTuber I follow who tried to buy Albania's Air Force.
Wait, excuse me? I know Albania is a poor country, but to just buy their Air Force, like what?
They were selling a bunch of MiGs, like old MiGs,
Mhm.
and for a pretty low price. And the YouTuber in question actually called up. I think he either called up or he wrote a very well-meaning letter to the representative, to the ambassador, about actually buying these MiGs. He even offered. He said, and to sweeten the deal, I said I would wear a I Heart Albania T-shirt for a full year and give everybody Albania facts.
What? How rich is this? Wow.
He's not that rich.
Oh, so he couldn't actually afford it.
No, he could afford it because they were not very expensive. Enough so that he could theoretically get at least one of them. Especially with the help with his community, because when he mentioned it to his community was like, "We need to raise money to get you to make an Air Force."
See, and that's the thing. I feel like the biggest YouTubers could probably buy a small country and have their viewers move out to it.
Oh yeah,
It would
like
collapse.
some of the really big ones out there.
It would collapse almost immediately, but they could do it.
Yeah, I can't exactly see some YouTubers forming any kind of real like island nation that sustains itself.
Like one hell of a YouTube video. Maybe even a series.
Yeah, there you go. YouTuber Island writes itself.
Making of mods show, in my opinion, fans' dedication to the game. Agreed. Some
Oh, I absolutely agree with that.
make the game run better, extended playability at the end of the game, just make cool custom experience. So, I've started to really hate performance mods.
Performance mods?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of game developers, especially with recent games, are willing to not add certain options or do certain optimizations because they just assume that, oh, they're going to put out a shader fix. They're gonna put out an optimization mod anyway, so we don't have to do it. They'll do it for free.
Right.
So
Okay,
it becomes
so it's more so a matter
have to
of
fix it.
you hate the fact that developers are relying on them and the fact that they need to exist in the first place.
right. So it falls on me to fix issues that the game shouldn't even have to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, so from that perspective, I see what you mean. If it's a game, because like one of the things that makes modding so cool is that it can breathe a lot of life back into an old, like an older game that's past its like support time.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds are that they're going to, I don't know, update? I'm just gonna pull an old game out of my hat because it's what I'm thinking about. Mega Man Legends 2, right? What are the odds are that they're going to make a patch for Mega Man Legends 2? Very, very slim to none, right?
Absolute
So
zero.
if a modder comes by and decides to put Miku, for example, in the game, that can breathe new life into the game and get people playing the game again.
Yep.
That's real, by the way, that mod.
I believe it. But unfortunately, the way that a lot of these, game companies think is, well, even if more people are playing the game, we're not earning any more money off of it. Especially for the more older retro games. Which is why
yeah.
Nintendo's done the cash grab emulator thing.
Oh,
Disgusting.
in a lot of cases with Nintendo, it's like if people are playing our old games, that means they're not going to play our new games.
True.
And
But it's like they have like
can't-
the entire library of retro games on the new consoles. But it's like
don't, though.
okay. They don't?
they don't have all of the old games. They have a fair amount of new games, but they're always going to be better, more games, or games that you didn't expect, like you would want to play, that just aren't on there, right?
But even the games that are on there, it's like why are the people going to spend whatever they cost when the emulators have been out and have been working better with mods, with those ROM hacks for years?
Right. I mean, especially when Nintendo does such a half-assed job with it.
Exactly.
One of the speedrunners I follow, I was watching a VOD of them playing both. I've seen them play both the Switch and Switch 2 versions of Ocarina of Time. Because if a new version of Ocarina of Time comes out, you got to find out if it has the potential for new glitches, or what have you, right? If it ends up being a faster version. The delay between input and on-screen audio is so fucking terrible on
Delay.
both Switch and Switch 2. Like, it's something like almost a full second and a half of delay. Like, you do a roll, hear the roll sound at the end of the roll animation.
So the input is delayed, and the sound effect doesn't match up with the animation in game either?
Yes.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
So is that why we get another Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers over and over with the newer console? They don't want us playing older games, yet to have no shame of reskinning the same game. Not at all. Yeah, they'll reskin it and sell it to you and make you pay for the upgrade. Quote unquote upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of been Nintendo's bread and butter for ages. I mean, how many Zelda games are pretty similar to each other? I mean, we had the Zelda formula for a while.
Which always made it like extra confusing when they already have the formula, but they still put out a game like Skyward Sword. Or
Yeah, it's like you
crossbow
had,
training.
like, it should have been a paint by numbers scenario with Skyward Sword, but they just dropped the ball so hard with that game.
And then they
Like-
give the IP to someone like Koei Tecmo.
Capcom? I was gonna say Capcom or Koei Tecmo, yeah.
Well, Koei Tecmo puts out Hyrule Warriors, and it's a better game than the big Zelda game, Skyward Sword. And it's like, how did you fumble your own thing that you created that hard?
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of Nintendo's issues seem to be just like an unwillingness to kind of grow with the times in some like cases.
Yeah.
Or they're so interested in their like in the past it was always about like their blue sky strategy of try to find a different market for everything. Like that was like their whole spiel with the Wii and the Wii U and even the start of the Switch. But since Nintendo has switched CEOs because of Iwata passing, and a lot of their blue sky strategists sort of CEOs have left, there's not really a lot of incentive for them to not stay the course, which is why the Switch 2 was honestly kind of disappointing to me. A lot of people cheered that there isn't some stupid gimmick, but I'm like, yeah, but then why do I care?
And the performance is not substantial enough to justify the price of anything.
Exactly, and they just cranked up the price on their games too for
Nothing.
no reason.
And in order to get older games to run better, you have to pay for that too. And it's like, wow, like people are cheering about being squeezed like the sponges they are. What can I say?
It's one of those disconnecting things from me and the general gaming audience. I find Nintendo does something bat squeak insane and very horrible from a consumer perspective, and everybody cheers and buys the damn thing anyway and just kind of grumbles about it. And I just don't get it. I'm like, don't buy the thing. If you're gonna grumble about it, just shut up and not buy it. There are other games out there.
Yeah. I still remember the Pokemon Bank thing and how people said that they were going to boycott the next Pokemon game. And then it comes out and it's like their best selling one. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
great boycott.
yeah. Well, it seems like a lot of gaming boycotts turn into just, oh, but they made new thing.
Yep. And then they tried to use the excuse of, well, it's mostly parents buying the game for their kids. And I go, bullshit. Kids these days are all playing Call of Duty and Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't know a single kid, and I do know I have kids in my own family who don't know Pokemon, but they know Call of Duty and they know Fortnite.
Oh yeah. I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
Okay. Yep.
I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it always be?
It's weird because, like, cloud gaming, like game streaming, like the Google Stadia and stuff like that, got laughed at for having things like input delay. But this YouTuber, Maximilian dude, was playing Soul Calibur on the Switch 2. And he was able to do the exact same thing that happened on the Google Stadia, where he pushes a button, physically turns his head to look at his camera, and then the action happens. And because it's Nintendo, it just kind of got shrugged off.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
But speaking of mods, though, and pushback, this is the most successful pushback I've ever seen from the gaming industry, was the pushback against paid mods from Bethesda.
So weird.
It's like they still did it eventually with like the Creators Club, but nobody really uses it.
Nobody uses it, and they pushed back against Bethesda harder than they pushed back against Nexus mods. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? So Bethesda can't have paid mods, but you let the censorship mod platform do it? Okay.
Yeah, it's. I guess because Nexus Mods is just a platform and you can just take your business elsewhere kind of situation.
Even though nobody does.
Yeah. It's the theoretical. I could take my business elsewhere, even though there's not really a lot of options. There's that, like Game Banana and like a couple other platforms.
There's this new freedom of speech mod platform. I keep forgetting the name of it. I follow them on Twitter, but hardly anybody puts their mods on that platform.
Right. Well, it's always a chicken and egg scenario, right? Where you need to have a bunch of people in order to get popularity. But in order to have popularity, you need to have a lot of people already on your platform. Right?
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that makes you wonder, why did we bother with like certain social media websites? Like, how did they become big? Like, why did we initially go to like MySpace? I never did, but that's aside the point.
I had a MySpace, but it was like that was like my first social media platform, aside from maybe
Right.
like Gaia Online.
It's the kind of thing that I find very interesting because of the era I kind of grew up in, and being a nerdier sort of individual, the idea of online safety was at the paramount for a lot of my upbringing. Like, one of the things that was actually really cool was in 4th grade, we had a teacher who was on the nerdier side. And for English class, he actually taught us internet safety. This was like just before like broadband even became like super popular in everybody's homes, kind of thing, right? So he taught us things like never give out like your full name, never tell the people where you live, things like that.
Big one
So-
for me growing up was never put your credit card information in your.
Yeah. Like any like really important information you don't want out there on the internet. And then it was very strange to see this wave when I started to become a teenager of all of these people like joining Facebook or MySpace and just giving away that information freely, and I'm like, what?
See, and that was weird too because with everybody I knew who had MySpace, we never used our real names. We used nicknames that we had given ourselves or gotten from our friend groups or whatever. Oh, we
Yeah.
sound old. Oh God, we sound old. But-
Just cast.
Like, there was a cash shop kind of sort of thing in Gaia Online, and because it was the time where it wasn't normal to put your credit card information in, we would literally put cash in an envelope, send it via the mail.
Oh,
Wait.
I thought they would do something like Nexus or Nexon, where you just go and buy like these prepaid like cards.
They did that eventually, but starting out, that wasn't a thing.
Oh shit!
So they did eventually get cards for like Nexon Cash and Gaia Gold. But starting out, if you wanted something, you put that cash and you had to wait weeks.
Oh man. Like
Even
I
just-
never even used my full real name when I was signing up for any kind of email address or like
Me-
even my old Final Fantasy 11 account as like my first real name, and then it's like T not telling.
I never used my full name for that either. Even now, like I've had the same email account. My first email account is what I still use. My real name.
Only now have I started to become a little bit more okay with the idea of having parts of my name out there, but even then I'm not that comfortable with like my last name out there. Even though my first name and last name are like the most common names. Like my first name was the most common for boys of my year, and my last name is super common. It's not like Smith or anything, but it's pretty close.
I think Steam might have my real name. I think.
I know my dad has his name on Steam, and that was the only way I could find out that who I was talking to was actually my dad. Because I had a tendency to just, if somebody, before I got back into doing the YouTube and stream thing, I just accept any friend request. And then this random person started talking to me, and I had no idea who it was. Turns out it was my dad. And I hadn't seen him since I was 16.
What a way to reconnect.
Yeah, well, sort of reconnect. He still contacts me about as often as he did when I was growing up, twice a year, my birthday and Boxing Day.
I mean, if you play more games in common, maybe? I don't know. But
He plays Fallout 76 and No Man's Sky.
yeah, never mind. Deal with prepay or auto pay info is out there for people to access and sell to online websites. I mean, honestly, it's still really easy to get your hands on people's information at this point.
Oh, for
anyway.
sure. Well, I mean, now it's just there's like countless like little cottage industries about just selling and accessing information, right? Information has become like the new gold.
You know, it's really
That's
funny.
Usually,
Since we got onto this topic, I've been looking for that mod platform where you're supposed to be like, oh, we won't censor whatever mods you want to upload. I cannot find it.
oh no,
Like, I can't find it anywhere.
I had to restart my Blender project because I was like, oh, I'll just go back a bit because I made a mistake and I didn't save my work at all
Uh-oh.
because I had to start from scratch. It's not so bad because it looks better now than when I started, but it still sucks.
I just finished configuring your new version. I can't find it. Is it based mods? Well, whatever. That's how quick they popped up, made a big stink on Twitter about, oh, you can upload your mods to our site and we won't, take them down even if we agree or disagree with the contents. Now can't find them anywhere.
Right. Yeah, because wasn't there like a weird stink going on with Nexus mods, and there was a mod to like remove like pride flags from New York or something like that in one of the Spider-Man games?
It was to put the American flags back in Spider-Man, and there was a gender mod for the Oblivion remaster to change Type 1 and 2 to male and female that they took down.
Oh. The only issue I have with the Type 1, Type 2, or like body type A, body type B scenario is if you go over to like, if like the pre-made character is very androgynous, and then you go over to the other option and you get another androgynous character, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
You have
and
to
you
like
can't
go
tell.
to an option to zoom out, and then you can go, oh, okay, there we go.
Look for the boob slider.
Yeah. That's been the only issue I have with it. Other than that, I don't give. It's the kind of thing where it's like it's an option that doesn't affect me, like whether like one way or another.
I don't care about it either, but it's one of those things where it's like a lot more priority, a lot more time gets spent worrying about a menu option than making the game good, making the characters
Yeah.
attractive, making it run.
Yeah, I agree with that. A lot
So-
of games just really need to work on, being fun games rather than worrying about whatever options they have.
Like, regardless of what you identify as, I kind of have to take a step back and say, what do you care about more? Do you care about what words are on the menu option, or do you care about the game that you spent $60 to $70 on, $80 on, not being a piece of shit?
Yeah, I mean, there's still the looming threat of Grand Theft Auto 6 supposedly being like $90 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that. Because even if it is $90 to $100, people who can't run games now on their computers are going to spend that amount of money on Grand Theft Auto 6. And it's not going to run. It's probably going to have a bunch of stuff, like woke stuff that they don't agree with. I can't get into the head of modern day consumers.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's going to be controversial when it comes out. Like, it's basically going to be a bomb when it drops. No matter where you are politically speaking.
I can see all of the red flags from here, but I also can see that it's going to make stupid money. People are
Yeah.
gonna buy it anyway, and it's like, oh,
Well, that was always the thing with Grand Theft Auto, right? Is a lot of the controversy turned into sales figures. Like, if you remember back in the day, all the, oh god, what was that fucking lawyer's name? That had like a vendetta against Grand Theft Auto. It was like Jack Thompson or something like that, or
I don't know the
I don't
name
get
of
it.
the lawyer, but I do remember the hot coffee situation with San Andreas that
Yeah.
kicked off.
that was like a whole thing too. There was the one lawyer that was going nuts over, like, had this whole vendetta against Grand Theft Auto 4. He ended up getting like disbarred, actually, if I recall. It was an interesting scenario, but it seems as though the debate that of do video games cause violence has finally been mostly settled. It still shows up every now and again, but it's never taken that seriously.
Now it's like, oh, no sexy women in video games.
Yeah, which is just stupid.
Meanwhile, Korea and China have been making all of the profit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's
and the yellow
idea-
paint.
Oh yeah, yellow paint.
They treat gamers like they're so brain dead.
Yeah.
But But they spend the money, so they're not wrong. Someone in the situation is telling the truth.
It's just having been in this hobby for quite a while, it's just interesting seeing some of the differences that have kind of come over the years, where we used to have a read the manual, stupid, to all right, now here you go, let me hold your hand, you want to get to the end of the game, right?
And then
No,
people will
don't
still
go
somehow
there.
fail.
And then you end up, and then you're like, how stupid could people be? And then you see the one journalist that couldn't get through like the tutorial on Cuphead.
Or like the first room in Doom. Ugh.
Yeah.
But then, like, there's a whole generation of gamers that will skip the tutorial, and the first words out of their mouth are, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I don't know if that's just that's just a matter of we need to make tutorials a little bit more engaging, or if it's just a matter of the way some of these people are more or less have like been treated when it comes to video games.
It's a combination of the two. It's like low attention span causes people to skip the tutorial.
Right.
And then the complaints prompt developers to say, okay, well, here's your yellow paint. Here's the voice
the-
line if you spend too long not doing what you're supposed to do.
The term I've heard is iPad baby brain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. If I were a game developer, what I would do is if you skip the tutorial, yellow paint everywhere. And back CD voice lines, like the new God of War, where if you spend too long, the character will be like, throw your axe at the target.
Oh, I hate that shit. Because you
So
just want to explore.
And they pipe up and it's like, I know, shut up.
Yeah.
It's literally backseating built into the game.
It's fucking aggravating. I never even played that game, but I've seen enough footage of it to just go, that would fucking drive me up a wall, because I knew I wouldn't like the game because it's that style of games, it's very cinematic styled. And goes for a bit more of a hand-holdy kind of scenario, like the new Tomb Raider is like that. The
Yeah.
new Tomb Raider series. And I knew I'd be like,
I like the new God of War's story. Because
Right.
it's the type of story that can only exist when you've had several games that are so different.
yeah.
But that gameplay, I would never play the new God of War game.
Yeah, it's the kind of game that's more fun to watch than it is to play.
And I'd like
At least for
watch
me.
just the cutscenes. Like I don't actually want to watch a Let's Play of it because I still have to hear those voice lines. Just
Right.
put all of the cutscenes in one long video. Make it a movie. Just make it a movie.
I have heard of people doing that.
Oh yeah.
There was a Let's Play I saw of Sonic 06 that took all of the footage of all the stories and tried to make a cohesive, like, singular timeline. Like, single narrative. It got really weird whenever two characters were supposed to be in the same place, because he just, like, split the footage so it looked like it was a two-player mode.
I don't know about Sonic, but pretty much any other game, if you type in a game's name with the word movie, you'll find a single video that's several hours long that is just all of that game's cutscenes in a row.
Oh yeah.
That's how I saw the ending of Final Fantasy 16. as
Yeah.
fuck playing that game.
Yeah, that game was rough. Here's a question, because I remember when that game first came out, a lot of people were saying that it's not a Final Fantasy game. Do you agree with that?
I agree.
I would say so as well.
The
But a lot
the
of people,
developers are mostly
describe-
devs from Devil May Cry.
right? Because I know the main reason that a lot of people were saying that was because of its tone and its story. And I would argue more so its gameplay than anything else.
Gameplay.
It's not
exactly.
a JRPG or anything close to a JRPG.
It's the gameplay and the gameplay structure that makes it not
Yeah.
a Final Fantasy game. Because you take like Type 0, it has the same dark tone, dark, dreary tone, but they actually let you play the fucking game instead of every 2 steps a new cutscene starts to play.
True.
It still has cutscenes and long ones at that, but when it's time for you to play the game, it's time for you to play the fucking game.
Yeah. Just I mean, regardless of the quality of 16, it's still like a matter of. It's not an RPG of any kind, because it stretches the term RPG too thin to really be called an RPG. It's more of a character action game,
Character action game, yeah. And
and
I-
not a very good one at that.
I went through that entire game without ever spending a single skill point.
Yeah.
Ever. What other game lets you, like, you can't even do that in Fallout. The bad Fallout games don't let you get away with that.
Oh yeah.
What the
Well,
hell
I
are we
mean,
doing?
Any RPG, really. Almost any RPG, I should say, because there are challenge runs for all kinds of games, but those are like optional challenge runs. They're like you're not, like the game isn't designed for you to do that
Yeah.
kind of
Like, it's-
situation.
It's something you do intentionally to prove that you've got skill.
Yeah,
Like Dark Souls or something. I did it because the game at no point in time ever really wanted to challenge me.
that or you find another way to gain power in that game, in one of those challenge missions or
Yeah.
challenge runs, right? Like I think of a level 1 challenge run for Final Fantasy VIII, for example, you still have access to Junction.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Final Fantasy VIII is because of the way like enemy scaling works, the more you level up, the harder that game gets.
Oh yeah,
And you can pretty much make it mathematically impossible to beat if you like level up too much.
Final Fantasy IX is also another game where you can actually do a challenge run of level 1 only.
Jeez.
It's a
Skipping-
lot more of a challenge in that game though, because bosses only give you AP, right?
Yeah.
And they don't give you any XP, so you can stay level 1 the entire time and still get skills. It's just you gotta be very fucking careful about what skills you have, and both equipped and on equipment. Yeah.
So, we know that Battlefield 6 is having its open beta right now, and it's popping off. People like it.
Yeah.
How about Moist Critical puts out a video talking about the best FPS that's out right now, and it's not Battlefield 6.
I haven't seen this video.
It just came out 3 hours ago now. He thinks that the best FPS out right now is the finals.
Really?
Blindsided me.
Yeah, that is kind of surprising.
Did you try the finals? It's free to play.
No. Didn't you do a video on it?
I did do a video on it.
Okay, that's how I know about it.
I
And
hated
it
that
seemed
game.
like it was, yeah. Like, I don't remember anything good about that game. Like, it looked like another by the numbers kind of game.
Honestly, I thought the finals was going to die way before that Ubisoft shooter X Defiant did. The time to kill
even
in the
remember that
finals. Yeah, it's just a Ubisoft brand shooter.
Yeah.
It looks good, and relatively speaking, I guess. But the finals had a game mode that doesn't make any sense to me. The time to kill was really long, and the respawn times
If I
were
recall
longer.
your video, you said the tutorial even sucked.
It was terrible.
Is there a way for me to break? I'm a
It's a game that Chip seems to really like. Chip played it for a lot longer than I thought that he would. I don't know if Chip is still here. Chip, are you still in the chat? It's kind of late for him.
I think we both can agree that it's hard for us to make recommendations for Chip.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. I like it because it keeps me on my toes. But
It's still like, how do I help you when you're bored?
yeah, like the information with the games that he likes is so all over the place. It's like inconclusive. Like the finals, Baldur's Gate 3, No More Room in Hell 2. None of these games really have anything in common with each other, so I don't know.
Yeah. The only other like left field that could happen would be like if he was super into XCOM.
I mean, Baldur's
Or like
Gate
some
3
other-
is the XCOM to me. I was like, what? You put how many hours into that? Huh?
Yeah, that's the only other thing I could think of that would be surprising would be like if he came out and said that he really loved XCOM.
I think it's cool, but like having a varied taste is a good thing.
Oh, for sure. It's absolutely like a good thing. I mean, I think you and I have pretty varied tastes when it comes to video games.
Yeah. You especially, your
There's-
ability to sit down and just go through like older games is genuinely impressive to me.
It depends on the game. Some games I find it harder to do than others.
Like,
Like I tried to play through the old Ultima games and I couldn't get too far in them. They were a bit too antiquated for me.
yeah, I had that with Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see why.
And it's weird. I mean, I really did like that game back in the day, but I just like, I'll leave that in the past. That one can stay to the memories. But your Sonic
it's-
Marathon and you crushing Mega Man Legends in like 2 sessions?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Well, Mega Man Legends was also a game that I went back to not that long ago. I was telling you that I'd played through 2 I was playing through 2 with my buddy on the hardest difficulty, so it wasn't too bad to get back into. I find I'm pretty easy to adapt when it comes to controls and control schemes. I don't know if that's just because of both the era that I started playing games in, that being both going from 2D games to the early 3D era, which had countless experimental control schemes.
I like to think that I'm pretty adaptive to control schemes as well, especially with like I can go from like the Japanese controls where circle is confirmed, and
Right.
the American version where X is to confirm pretty easily. I like tank controls. Unpopular opinion. But the original
I don't know
Resident
why
Evil
that's
games
a
I
fucking
love.
unpopular opinion.
It's not that hard to get used to, really.
I know.
But then there are games like I never owned N64.
Yeah.
So when my friend handed me one to play, like Donkey Kong, the 3D Donkey Kong game, I'm like, I don't know how to hold this thing.
Oh yeah. That's a common thing that I've found with a lot of people who've never had an N64. Like for a while I had a step sibling whenever I was at my dad's house. And he just kind of handed off his old N64 to her to play. And I'm like watching her try to hold this thing and use the control stick. Like she's using the outer, like
Fork part. That's what
handle, and then just awkwardly stretching her thumb over to the control stick. And that's what a lot of people end up kind of doing, I noticed. And I'm
Are
like,
you
no,
supposed to hold it from the middle?
yeah, you're supposed to hold it from the middle because there's a Z trigger right there. The idea is very strange because it's basically a mashup between a 2D controller and a 3D controller. So the idea is you hold the outer fork and use the D-pad for a 2D game, which never really manifested on the console. And then you use the inner fork for 3D games, because that's what you use the analog stick for. At least that was the theory I remember hearing.
So, because I was having this problem when we were testing the Ocarina of Time thing, where I'm holding my
Right.
controller and I'm visualizing an N64 controller. My left stick does what I expect it to do, and I move Link around.
Mhm.
Everything else, I'm like, what am I pressing?
Right.
How is this supposed to work in my head?
The adaptation that I ended up using for most of the standard controllers is adapted from the GameCube version of the game, or re-release of it. So, just on a standard Xbox controller, A would be A button in game, X would be B, and then Y would be C left, B, C right, and then right bumper, or R1, on PS controller would be Z, or sorry, C down, and then Z targeting would be left trigger.
Wait, the targeting would be left trigger, not the right stick?
Yes. The right stick is I use for C buttons as well. I have them mapped on C button, and I use it to play the ocarina.
You could see how this is really confusing to somebody who never had the N64.
Oh yeah, it's not a problem at all. I mean, there's reasons why there are third-party N64 controllers now that throw its original design out the fucking window and go with something more traditional and try to make something more standard. Like, one of the websites that I go to for old handheld parts, Handheld Legend, actually has a Kickstarter for a GameCube controller that can work with the N64. And I've seen countless other, like, oh, here's an adapter for your Xbox controller to work with this, with the N64, or here's a completely redesigned N64 controller that uses a more standard controller layout. But the N64 controller is not fondly remembered. The GameCube one is a lot more fondly remembered.
So, I mean, I do remember the GameCube's general design. and using it a lot, not really having that much issues. But mentally trying to convert an N64 game's controls to the GameCube or any of the modern control schemes is where it's like the N64 had arrow keys. Those would be the directional buttons. And it only
The
had
thing
one
you have
stick.
to- One of the funky things about it that you have to try and remember is the C buttons were not for camera movement, right? They were like face buttons.
Yeah, they had
So
they
you
were
have
like a
to try
menu
and
thing.
Yeah, you have to try and remove the idea of the right stick in general from your mind because, like, while the GameCube has a secondary stick, I don't think any game really used it for camera movement.
Not really.
Like, the dual stick system didn't really come around until, like, it didn't get really popular until, like, Halo.
Well, I mean, it
I
worked
know
on
there were games-
PlayStation 2, but as far as Nintendo goes, they didn't adapt a dual stick until Wii U.
Pretty much. I mean, there was the classic controller
Or what?
for the Wii. That had 2 sticks on it.
It, I only ever used the stick and nunchuck.
Yeah, there was a couple of weird controllers that you could buy that would, I swear, had sticks on them. For like virtual console games, mainly, is what they supported. Some games supported like multiples of them, like Sonic Colors supported a GameCube controller, the Wii Classic controller, and the fucking remote and nunchuck. I don't know why that game supported so many control schemes, probably because there were just so many.
That's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to start. Is I just have to mentally get over the controller hurdle.
Right.
But
I
I am going
could-
to do it.
Set up like a controller configuration for what I use and just send that over to you and just write down what I have set to what, if that would help.
I'm gonna try because I wanna get an idea of what the default controls are first. Like, what do they think? Where do they think these buttons are supposed to go? And then
Right.
I'll adjust it myself if I need to.
Because I think more or less it's similar to what I do, except the face buttons aren't bound to anything by default. It just uses the right stick for using items, which is gross.
The base buttons aren't bound to anything, and there's
Yeah.
enough buttons on the controller. Like, I feel like there are more buttons on the N64 controller than there are any other modern thing.
There's less buttons than you'd think. There's L1 or L, R, Z, control stick, D-pad, A, B, and then the 4 C buttons. The control stick doesn't click in or anything like that.
Right.
Whereas like I think even PS1 the DualShock had like clicky sticks, didn't it? Or am I misremembering?
I think it did. I think the first DualShock did have like a L3, R3 with clicking in the
Yeah.
D-pad. Oh. Did the N64 controller not have a trigger anywhere on it?
It was the trigger was like a button, which was Z, and it was like underneath the middle stick.
That was Z. Okay, so okay. this one controller is like beating my brain. Okay.
That's not even some of the wackier controllers out there.
I know, the freaking, was it the Jaguar?
Yeah, I think it was the Jaguar had like a numpad on it and shit. Had like like 9 like little face buttons on the bottom of it. I gotta look this up. Yeah, it had like a fucking like numpad at the bottom.
That's one of those things where it's like, I never knew anyone who had it, I didn't have one.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was one of those like very rare consoles. Like I mean, even I'd say even the Saturn was like that in my area. I didn't know anybody who had a Saturn.
I had one.
You had a Saturn?
I had one.
I'm jealous.
No, wait, it wasn't a Saturn. I'm thinking of the Game Gear. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I had a Game Gear, not a Saturn.
I only knew one other person in my entire life who had a Game Gear, and it was so memorable to me as a child that I ended up remembering him years later, and now that guy is my like one of my closest friends. Like in first grade, I'm like, wait a minute, like I remember seeing this Game Gear and being blown away by it. And then later on, it found out that he did go to that school that I went to in first grade. He just changed schools for a bit and before he came back. And I'm like, wait a minute, you were the kid with the Game Gear! Fucking blew my mind. And of course, I was a dorky enough kid to remember somebody by what console they had.
Oh, I remembered people by crazier. Like, oh, you were the kid who liked Sailor Venus. Gotten literal fistfights over who your favorite Sailor Moon sailor was.
I believe it. You were a wild kid.
It was like part of like the environment was like you had to get crazy in order to survive other people's crazy.
Oh, for sure. My adaptation was mainly to try to keep everybody out of trouble for the most part. It didn't keep them from getting me out of trouble. I just never got caught.
Yeah, that was the big thing, is how good were you at not getting caught?
And then, of course, like years later, I tell my parent about some of this shit we used to do, and she's like, "You did that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like,
I
"You're
had that
supposed to tell me."
I had that with my mom recently. Like, I pierced my lip several times in school because it would heal.
Right.
I was like, I had pierced lips, different fights that I got in. We had a really, really nasty math teacher who had a pacemaker. And
Oh shit.
me and a couple of other students, we modified one of those gag gum things where you pull the stick of gum and it shocks you.
Oh no.
We got the most powerful battery and cut some wires, attached them, and then we got like a jumbo pack of gum, emptied it out so like the battery would fit in it without looking suspicious.
Right.
He had to take a leave of absence.
Jesus.
Never figured out
made
who
our
did it.
French teacher fucking quit halfway through the year. He just gave up on us and stopped teaching us French.
How'd you do that?
Like we ended up just watching movies with just English subtitles, and that was it. And that was our French class for a year. I think that was like probably the most malicious we really got as far as some of the teachers that we had. I had some pretty malicious teachers.
I had Persona 5 bad teachers. Don't touch me there type teachers. So
Right.
everything we did justified.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had some pretty fucked up teachers. One of the things that was really annoying with my first elementary school, or the first school I was in, because one of the things that's different is the way that Catholic schools work up here. There's no middle school; it's just elementary school, which is 1 through 8, and then it's high school. So during my first elementary school, pretty much everything got banned. Like everything.
Sharpies.
Pokemon cards,
Oh,
Tamagotchis, yo-yos. Like they brought in like a whole demonstration for like yo-yos, and then the next day they got banned.
no fun allowed.
Yeah. Tennis balls were banned. Like the only thing that wasn't banned was like a soccer ball. That was it. It was like a soccer ball and maybe a basketball.
Let's see. I went to like a ritzy charter school for middle school, which is where most of my most devious actions took place. But I don't know, like something about this place made kids feral. I was dating someone who stabbed my friend.
Jesus Christ.
Alive yet? We're still alive. The reason that they stabbed my friend was because my friend said that we made a bad couple. And I was in the bathroom at the time when he said this. I come out of the bathroom, he's bleeding, she's getting expelled. It was I was like, wow, what?
That is crazy.
It's like, what?
Like, hot damn.
We were a bad couple. Sorry that you had to pay for it, but also thank you.
Yeah, most of the kids that I grew up around for a while were just the kinds of kids that tried to be more adult than like before their time kind of situation. So it was a lot of like getting into, oh, I drink, and they'll steal like parents' alcohol or find some hobo to buy them alcohol or whatever, or buy weed off somebody.
Chip, wait, hold on. I want to ask you about the finals real quick. I had to sneak away. So, you missed it earlier, but Moist Critical Charlie, he was saying that the best first-person shooter that's out right now isn't Battlefield 6 open beta, it's the finals. Now, I played the finals and couldn't stand it because the game mode was really weird, and the time to kill was really long, and the respawn timers were long as well. But you put a significant amount of time into the finals, from what I recall. maybe it's something that they fixed after I had given up on it or something. Or what do you think about the finals and its status as popular first-person shooter or Charlie said that the finals is overlooked. I haven't played it recently, but it seems to hold up fun-wise.
Interesting.
It is very overlooked. So you don't agree with me saying that the time to kill and the respawn times are problematic? It's still struggling player count numbers, which sucks because it's great. Not at all. Okay. I mean, it could possibly be that I just suck. I don't think I suck at shooters. I'm not particularly great at them. No esports gamer.
I'd say you're alright, at least. From what I've seen.
Maybe it's something that I'll have to take another look at.
Be time to convert this into a...
Time to kill is different depending
Mesh.
on classes.
My computer's starting to yell at me now whenever I do edits. Maybe it's something we need to try and take another look at or something.
If these take the longest, lights are real quick, mediums are low medium. Oh. What about that game mode that I still don't understand? Where it's like, get money, put it in a bank, guard the bank, the ATM machine or whatever. The main game. Yeah, that's why I didn't like it, because I was like, what the heck is going on? It had that whole Overwatch protect the payload mode, where you guard, you take control and you try and push the payload or whatever, but I kind of walked away from that entire game just like, huh, what is this? Basically, a bunch of multiple heists going on between multiple teams and caches. I'll probably have to take a look at it. Take some getting used to. I'd sooner give the finals another try than install the kernel level anti-cheat that's Battlefield 6's open beta.
Oh yeah.
Like, the game looks like a Battlefield game. Good for EA, but I'm not putting that on my computer.
I think I'd sooner go back to MechWarrior Living Legends. I don't know if you ever played that.
I've only played MechWarrior Mercenaries 3 and 5.
Living Legends was originally it was a mod for the first Crysis game. I didn't play it then, and now it's like a standalone game that's just created by fans. And it's basically just like a Battlefield-esque game set in the MechWarrior / BattleTech universe. shoot people, get points. You can use these points to buy mechs or vehicles of any kind. Like, there's not just mechs. There's mechs, there's hovercraft, tanks, planes, VTOLs.
I've always been a fan of when mods become their own games, like Killing Floor, Daisy, etc.
Yeah. And it's just like a clans versus inner sphere kind of game mode.
You still have to play Mech Warrior, but that's on the list. That's on the to-do list as well.
Yeah.
I will
Infinite growing
hit you up,
to-do
Chip,
list.
about the finals. Maybe that's something that we could play together. The finals: Resident Evil 5, Mech Warrior 5, Final Fantasy 8. Yeah, that's a long to-do list.
Oh yeah.
I think I figured out the controllers. No, I'd rather play it myself. That was one of the complaints I got on my finals video. In the comments was like, "Oh, you didn't really give the game a chance." And it's like, well, how much more of it do I have to play?
Yeah. I mean, there's always the risk that it's just a game that's not for you, right?
It's a weird first-person shooter. Like, it's doing something unique. I'll give it that, but it's like, I was expecting, team deathmatch, and
Yeah.
that at the time at least, I don't think that was a game mode option.
Yeah, and if that's kind of more your bread and butter for what you were looking for, I can totally see why you'd be put off by it.
I mean, even Counter-Strike has a team deathmatch mode.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the major modes in that. Like,
Well, I mean,
team
the primary
deathmatch,
mode is just defuse
bomb planting. Yeah. I mean, even then, it's still mostly a team deathmatch with extra steps.
Team deathmatch wouldn't really work that well in this game. I see. But apparently the finals has a new season that people are really enjoying, especially Moist Critical. And then another game that's gotten popular again, which surprised me, is The Division 2.
Really?
It got a new expansion? And people are eating that shit up.
Interesting.
I'm like, it got an expansion after all of this time? You just beat everyone with be heavies, which is the most tankiest class. So it's got balancing around light, medium, and heavy characters. That's weird.
I mean, didn't some older FPSs do something similar? Like, some of the Tribes do that. If I recall correctly, Tribes had like a light, medium, and heavy armor set that you could put on, and then like different weapons you could use.
I didn't play Tribes. I know people speak of it fondly. Trying to think, what's the oldest shooter? Medal of Honor.
The oldest shooter I've played almost all the way through was Wolfenstein 3D, because it was like one of the few games that ran on our piece of shit computer back in the day.
Wanting to get back into the finals for a minute now. Well, now seems to be a good time, especially now that Charlie put out a video, because he's got a pretty big following. I bet that the players are gonna spike.
That's something that I've noticed a lot more with a lot of competitive games too, is if somebody makes a video on something, it becomes way more popular. Like if you see like a build in like if a popular YouTuber makes like a build for like Pokemon, right? Then you'll see that Pokemon team everywhere. And one of the theories that I've been hearing from one of the Pokemon Twitch people that I watch is that he always figures that these YouTubers are making the more popular ones make a team to counter a team, and then they put out a video about the first team, and then they just sit there and like run the counter team the entire time.
I hear about that with like faction-based stuff, or I used to. A team and a counter team. Interesting. I've always liked the idea of being able to like use your fan base to bring back a dying game.
Oh yeah, that idea is really great. I know a lot of some of the Space Station 13 servers are really, really heavily against a lot of YouTubers making videos. Because it always brings in a bunch of newer people who don't know shit, and usually just want to try and make themselves the star of the round, and it goes really poorly.
That was one of the
The
things
thing
with
is-
Seth's video. He's like, I
Yeah.
promised that I wouldn't say what server or how to install the game.
Yeah.
Spectre. That one game where you had like 3 characters and you would switch to if they died? I thought that game was still up. Oh, shut down? Damn. Don't
Oh,
feel
damn,
bad.
it's shut down.
I've got some games that are dead and gone as well.
Yeah. I had a good time with Tribes Ascend. That one's dead.
I wish I had a chance to play
Died
that.
when oh god, it was the same people that made Smite made it. And as soon as Smite came out, they dropped it.
No one knew it existed.
They have a
I
tendency
only
to
knew
do
about
that.
Spectre because of UChip. Tribes Ascend. Let's see. I had a lot of time in Fantasy Earth Zero, which
I think
I've never met a single other person who played that other than me, which is a shame because it was like a third-person, large-scale battle MMO. Gone forever.
I'm looking at the screenshots for this, and I think I tried it at one point, but I didn't get into it. But it's hard to say, because I've played... I mean, that was my thing for a while, was just, I'll play any free-to-play MMO, because I had no money.
That's how I found it. It was a free-to-play MMO. But it had large-scale battles and people turning into dragons and siege weapons and all this other cool stuff, and I was like, this is awesome. And it was gone. What's really cool though, Chip, is that you have like video evidence of a game that people can't play anymore. unless there's like a private server for it. So you've got a piece of video game history on your channel.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the at least nicer things about some of the modern games, that when they do die, there's at least still video evidence now of like how these games were played at their peak and what a game looked like. Because like, take for example Tribes. Nobody knows what Tribes looked like back in the day. You can hear stories from people who played it, but nobody's got screenshots or video of like people doing like 360 no scopes or whatever or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like, there's like, maybe Halo has some of that, but even then it was mostly just short clips and like little clip compilations, if I recall, with like Halo.
There was some after the fact long recordings of Halo. But yeah, they were mostly just like short clips strung together for like video montages. That was popular back in the day. Dubstep.
Yeah.
But I've got, for example, did you guys know that there was a Ghost in the Shell FPS?
The only Ghost in the Shell game I played was on PlayStation 1.
It was a Nexon game. It was Ghost in the Shell First Assault. It was very similar to Counter-Strike. I have a long half-hour or so recording of that game, and it's of course been shut down. It could either die or pop off, and I could have a record of either early on. Yeah. That's part of why it's important to like, when I was telling you to like record or stream whatever you're playing, because if something happens and they take it off the store or it gets shut down, you can prove that it happened.
Yeah. They're like, I can't imagine how many games are now just buried and long gone now, with no way to even see any evidence of their existence, because there just was no screenshots even back then. All we have is like the dead code, and that's about it.
Yeah. And it even happens with like single player games. Like it's not just online games. That's the company that does Guilty Gear. Gosh. I forget their name now. They had
yeah.
They had a strategy RPG called Mistover. And it's been removed from all storefronts. There's barely any video evidence. Not only do I have video footage of the game, I still have the game itself.
Oh yeah. That's one of the things I like about Steam, is even if a game gets removed, you still have it in your Steam library.
That's the thing. They took it away from Steam libraries. That was one of the
Really?
things, yeah. One of the few instances where Steam actually would take it from you.
That's very rare.
I didn't get it through Steam.
How'd you get? Did you get like a physical copy?
No, I sailed some seas, you know.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But I have the game.
Yeah.
And it's weird that they took it down. It has a crossover DLC with one of the characters from Guilty Gear in it. It was official, and it seemed like it would have been popular, but something about a licensing issue basically got it removed from all of gaming history.
Shit. I have a couple of dead games on Steam, some for good reason. Starforge. Never forget. Never forgive. Starforge was one of those first like early access games for me. It was riding high on the whole like building a base and kind of thing. That was like popping off just after like Minecraft came out. And they were like, this is going to be like realistic. You're going to be able to build things just like in Minecraft and all this other stuff. And there'll be terrain deformation and you'll be able to do this, this, and that. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be so amazing. Bought the game, turned out to be a piece of shit, got abandoned like 3 months later. And the developers just kind of moved on to another game, hoping people would forget. And the sad part is people did forget. Because I think
Yeah.
one of their next game was like a similar sort of game, but with like a medieval setting. People bought it, ate it up, and then they were complaining that the developers abandoned it. And I'm like, if you knew what I knew, you wouldn't have bought into their shit.
Yeah. Guilty
like
Gear's
one of
a
the few
shit show of
times I-
knowledge.
I wished I had a YouTube platform that I could scream at.
Scream. You know, like, I feel conflicted about videos where I ramble and talk in circles, but I feel so much better every time I do it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's really nice to get just vent and get that shit out.
Even if it ruffles some feathers, it's good to talk about. And Chip, Bridget, every time Bridget comes up in Guilty Gear, people have a little bit of a hissy fit, but any real fan of Guilty Gear will say that they like Bridget as like a story character. It is supposed to be trans, a femboy, or a food. The thing with Guilty Gear characters is it really doesn't matter. Like, half of the characters aren't even real people. They're like a science experiment gone rogue. If you like the way the character looks, then it doesn't really matter. But most of what makes
That's like
Guilty Gear
half of-
popular is the idea that rock is in every aspect of that game's everything.
I can't speak for all fighting game people, of course, but I've always just picked the person who just has the coolest aesthetic. Or has an aesthetic I like.
Yeah.
Or just does something cool, like, and then I learn about their backstory and who they are as a person way later.
Guilty
I'm,
Gear
like,
is the
really into the game.
Guilty Gear is one of the only fighting games that I don't play because it's complicated and hard. But I love it for the story because the director who makes up all of Guilty Gear's story is also the same person who does all of the music.
Really, that's rare.
Yeah. Daisuke he's insane. He's crazy. But all of that music is fantastic, so the story goes really well with the music and the tone and stuff. So,
Right. One of those unicorn type people that are very multi-talented and able to and just end up with a very different skill sets. Whatever, like masters of both.
yeah. And even though all of the lyrics is like this weird English that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, like when you look into the character that it's associated to, it's like, oh wow, this is so deep and intriguing. And that's one of the reasons why, like, the diehard fans of Guilty Gear don't take the story of Bridget too seriously as far as like what they're supposed to be, as far as, you know, gender identity.
Yeah.
They're kind of the people who do that miss the forest for the trees. It's about the journey that that character goes throughout the games and what they
Yeah.
represent at that particular moment. So Bridget's theme song will start to play, and it's hype as hell because, you know, feeling welcomed inside of yourself is how you represent yourself in the world, and going from unwelcomed to welcomed is a big deal and stuff like that. It's great. It's good stuff. Guilty Gear is awesome.
That was the same studio that did BlazBlue, right?
The same publisher does that.
Ah, it's the same publisher. Yeah, because didn't they lose the rights to Guilty Gear at one point? And I
Yes.
know that was like one of the reasons why there was a whole thing again, like with Guilty Gear people being mad about BlazBlue because BlazBlue was just like the Guilty Gear at home.
Yes. And one of the big thing was that people who weren't a fan of the rock theme prefer BlazBlue. So it kind of became, it was like Street Fighter versus Barrow, which was also known as the other Fatal Fury. Fatal Fury versus
Ah.
Street Fighter is uh, Guilty Gear versus BlazBlue. Yeah.
Okay.
Where one is like a cheap knockoff that kind of grew its own audience and own popularity to rival
Right.
its original.
Yeah, because I only played BlazBlue. I never played any of the Guilty Gear games.
I also like BlazBlue for some of its story. BlazBlue and
It's
Guilty
not-
Gear are way too complicated for me.
Yeah. I got into BlazBlue for a bit, but it's one of those games that's like that has infinite combos and I just couldn't wrap my head around.
Where every character feels like they're from a different game.
Yeah. But
So-
I've never been like the best at fighting games, so
Ruby being included in those games was the publisher kind of taking all of the owned IPs and trying to do like a crossover game. Arc System Works. And because they made that crossover game too simple, it didn't appeal to anybody. Because Guilty Gear fans are used to complicated games, BlazBlue fans are used to complicated games. So when they simplified everything, nobody got what they wanted as far as like mechanical depth and stuff. But Ruby is Rooster Teeth, Ruby, all of that. Once the original creator of Ruby passed away, I really don't understand why so many people wanted it to continue and think it would be the same.
yeah, usually when the original creator passes away, you don't get what you want.
Like, the original creator of Ruby was known for fight choreography
Yeah.
and no context, no story. He wasn't a writer, he wasn't some author. He just made videos of characters beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I remember some of his stuff from way back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even some of the stuff like fights that they started to do in later seasons of Red versus Blue are probably his work.
Mm-hmm. So when they took Ruby and wanted to turn it into this anime with plot and lore and stuff, it to me it didn't hit.
Right.
To me, Ruby is at the same level as like Black Rock Shooter. Just palette swapped Miku.
The thing I find interesting is I know there is a much bigger fan base for Ruby in Japan than there is anywhere else.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think Ruby is as popular over here as it is over in Japan.
I only ever hear about like my American friends who got obsessed with Ruby somehow. I didn't even know that Japan liked it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I heard about, and I was like, really? I didn't
Huh.
think that Japan would be into that. I could be wrong, and it's just like a small like vocal minority in Japan that really likes it, but that's what I've heard.
That's interesting. kind of applies to all Rooster Teeth. You turn something into way more than it should have been. Exactly. I felt that way, like, I didn't get into Red versus Blue, but I used to watch RB and Chief videos.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
And I think that got acquired by Rooster Teeth at some point. Or was it Machinima? I can't remember anymore. It's been a long time.
I don't know. Machinima ate like everybody.
They sure did. And then threw them all back up.
Yep.
Darkstalkers. I wanted to like Darkstalkers. Never got into it for some reason or another. Machinima Days or something. Yeah, they were.
Yeah. There's a bunch of fighting game. I really wish I could get into a good fighting game. Like I really wish like I was like more into Street Fighter 6 or something like that. Because I feel like I'm missing out on like all these great fighting games.
Like, the fighting game culture is so fun to like watch and listen in on like the stories and stuff. But actually trying to get into the fighting game community is like impenetrable.
Yeah. Fighting games just never clicked with me. I enjoyed them, but as soon as I go to play them with other people, I'm like, all right, I'm just getting my ass beat here, and I'm not learning anything. I think I'll move on.
I had some glory with
usually
Dead
been
or
my
Alive
period.
before they kind of shot themselves in the head.
Right.
But that was like, I won 2 tournaments for Dead or Alive 5. And that was it. Love RPGs and arcade fighters. I love RPGs. I like observing fighting games as an outsider. Like, I won't watch an Evo
Yeah.
tournament, but I'll watch a reaction of Max to Evo moments or something.
Yeah. I want to sit down and be able to be at least well enough to understand the fighting game community that when I do sit down to watch like a fighting game tournament, I understand what's happening. And I can get involved in some of these moments. Because they are just like really fun moments. I mean, everybody knows the one clip. You know, the "Let's go,
Moment 37.
Justin!"
Moment 37, yes sir. Carrying an entire super like that. And how
Yeah.
they've gone to include it in as like a challenge in later games.
Yeah, it wasn't like I had somebody break it down to me why just how impressive that was. Like, because I think it's like a 1-frame counter
Yep.
with like variable time framing, right, between it. Like it was like it was
It's
a lot more impressive than it even looked, just from an outside perspective.
the super is a 14 hit super. So you have to do a 1-frame parry 14 times in a row without messing up a single one of them. Alright, Blood. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you hanging out. DBZ fan. So, God, I wish I could like DBZ as much as so many other people do.
Yeah. There's always... That's how I feel now. And I was a huge DBZ fan.
I was a huge Dragon Ball fan. I was
I
talking...
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say, I loved the shit out of Dragon Ball. I thought Z was really good. And then everything afterwards has just been like... don't care for that. Like, with few exceptions.
You like Yu Yu Hakusho more. That's a fair claim. I was talking to my friend about how the old Dragon Ball like designs had so much really cool fashion.
Yes.
How
there was
Bulma
a lot
picked out
more-
clothes for Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, and they were just so cool.
There was a lot more variation that happened in OG Dragon Ball too, with just outfits and whatnot. Like, Bulma was always wearing something different, had a different hairstyle. Like, all the background people even were pretty regular looking people for the most part, but there was, like, look at Launch, for example.
Yeah.
Like, very of the time kind of hairstyles, but
Let me
it was
pull up
all
the
very
pictures.
interesting.
I sent this image to my friend. Copy and send it to you, Des. And how they just stopped doing this.
Yeah. God, the bad man fucking shirt. I have been screaming since fucking Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1. Why don't they have the bad man shirt as an alternate costume?
Batman, Vegeta, and Post Boy Piccolo are so cool. It
They're-
doesn't make sense.
Why are they those are never alternate costumes in any fighting game? And I'm like, why? It's on the table. Instead they give you like 4 different variants of like Vegeta in his Saiyan armor.
That weird alien bubble armor that looks like World of Warcraft gear. Ugh. And it's weird too because, like, if you just take these colors, these are like the most ugly colors imaginable. Puke
They're very
green
90s.
Doritos on an orange shirt, yellow and purple. Like, what the hell? But you look at this and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, these guys are cool.
They're very 90s cool. Because like one of the things that is just speaking a little bit of color theory here, I mean, yellow is purple's complementary color, right?
Is
So
it?
it helps it stand out a lot. Yep.
Huh.
So there
keep
is
that in
like some interesting color theory stuff that happens in there. I'm not very good with color theory. I'm not the best as far as colors go in general. I just kind of go with my gut in a lot of cases when it comes to drawing.
I guess I don't really give it too much thought either, which now that I'm looking at this and how much I like what they have going on fashion wise, I kind of wish that I did.
Yeah.
But I saw a recent image of Bulma in, I think it's Dragon Ball Daima, and she's got these ugly grandma pearls on, and I'm like, ew. What happened? You used to be like the fashionista. She had everybody so pressed and clean. Oh,
Yeah.
Android with the Power Strain shirt and the jacket.
That's a nice looking outfit. I'm watching the stream, sorry.
Right, like, go back. Even her original design with like the vest.
Oh yeah, the vest, the shirt, and yeah. I mean, there was also like a couple of different outfits for her too when she was like on the road. She had like, I think it was Vegeta messed up her original outfit, and then she had like didn't she have like a cowboy outfit at one point?
Oh yeah.
Because they were like stuck in a rural area.
Dragon Ball Z Super. This isn't bad, It's giving me My Hero Academia vibes, which I'm not super fond of, but for like a Dragon Ball character, all of their casual clothes I always prefer over what they fight in, which is 90%
Yeah.
of the show. What's that? Was she Android 18 or 17? I forget. I mix them up all the time.
18 was the girl, and 17 was the boy. I'm bad with numbers too.
Ew. I don't remember her ever wearing this. Disgusting. Oh, wait, no, this is the. Wait, it had the shoulders?
Yeah, it had like stupid shoulders on it.
I don't remember that at all. I thought that they were.
It was only in like maybe an episode or like half an episode. It wasn't a very good outfit.
I don't remember Chi-Chi ever wearing anything fancy.
No,
Like,
she,
she had
had
her-
like the Chinese dress and then her initial debut, which was like the
Dragon
armored
Quest
bikini thing
looking.
with the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, she wasn't really. She wasn't dressed up like Bulma. Even I used to like back in the day. I thought that her orange dress was really ugly, but now I'm like, the pink was great. She of course had a bunny outfit, but she had some other just awesome stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I was gonna get that Dead by Daylight Dragon Ball game that I forget the name of. Where you play as
Dragon Ball Breakers.
Breakers. It was just regular people trying to survive a Dragon Ball fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, the
you
regular
get to
people had
customize
that
the
same
character.
fashion. Yeah. All sorts
That's
of just
why I bought the game.
wanted that bomber Goku had. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Look how with the 59 on the shoulder, he's so cool.
Oh yeah, that outfit.
If they kept Dragon Ball's fashion, I wouldn't have banned bands. There, I said it.
Fair enough. There's... I don't know, there was something... A lot of it is very 90s, but it's still very cool to me. Maybe it's just because I am old.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, I mean, Chip agrees.
Yeah, true.
I love.
At the very least, you
Oh,
can
no.
say that the outfits stand out while still looking good. They're
Look at
very
how
striking.
clean. Like, it's a simple outfit. He's just got a regular shirt tucked into his pants and a jacket.
Yeah.
Vegeta would be popular. Hands in the pocket, just kind of standing slightly off to the side, like, oh, okay. Aura.
Yeah, right.
Searching all along,
Uh-huh.
faces while alone.
Launch. There was another character that's been forgotten. It's Launch and something that starts with Beta Beetle.
Um, are they from Dragon Ball?
Married Go on
Videl?
Videl.
Yeah, Videl kind of stopped having things to do in general. That's one of the things that I don't like about Dragon Ball is the fact that it has no fun killer ladies in it.
Yeah.
And all the ones that do show up just kind of disappear.
There's
Or they become a lot more placid.
what's her name? Kale and
Oh yeah,
Uh,
from
I didn't watch those shows.
Stupor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Kale, Khalifa.
Yeah, cauliflower and kale.
Yeah.
But they just kind of look like gender swapped Goku.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Satan? Where is Mr. Popo? Bring back Master Roshi. The cat.
Well, some of the fun things with original Dragon Ball especially is that there was so much weird things about the planet that made you excited to see where Goku is going to go next. What strange technique is the next bad guy going to have, right? Like,
Yeah.
look at Commander Blue, who could, like, make people paralyzed.
Mr. Roshi's in the tournament a bit. The head in Super. Dude, what's the name of the pig? I forgot his name.
Oh, Oolong.
Damn, I would have never remembered Oolong.
But a lot of those characters just got sidelined after Dragon Ball. I mean, even during Dragon Ball.
Because every time a new character would show up, they'd always be something like, okay, there's a talking pig, there's a big green guy, there's a cat, an angry monkey. Like, what? Like, I don't know what's going on in the show, but it's fun. Everything was so fun.
Yeah. I mean,
And even the pig had different outfits.
it's true.
What are you doing?
I mean, I still remember. Oh god, it was the one girl from the first tournament. This is like really stood out in my mind. It was the one lady who would always try to be flirtatious and make like the male fighters.
Oh, go easy on her. Oh, man.
Yeah, and then she'd just like killer strike them. And then her like her finishing move was to just take her clothes off.
Remember. Was that the one who finally beat her? I think it was Goku because he had never seen a girl.
No, it wasn't Goku. It was the fuck. What's his name? It was the Indian guy.
Oh,
He didn't get set. Like, it was Roshi that kicked him out. But no, he like closed his eyes and then he did like his finishing move where he like jumps up into the air.
Nam.
Yeah, Nam.
I will not. What's her name? Did she have purple hair or was she the blonde?
I want to say she had purple hair. Ranfan.
Holy
her name.
cow. How the hell do you spell that?
Good question.
Ram fan. It's just Ram fan. Okay. Thought you meant Oob. No, not Oob. I have not seen. I've seen some DBZ Usually because it came on before Sailor Moon, so I was like, hurry up and stop screaming and shooting lasers at each other so I can watch Tuxedo Mask be crazy.
I watched all of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z through to completion a few times. Super, I stopped at the Goku Black. Once the Goku Black arc was done, I went, "This is shit."
I want to say I saw half of Dragon Ball GT.
I think I've only watched GT like once, and I remember very little about it.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yep. What happened?
A bit of interference.
Oh, okay.
It's a shame because I feel like I still like I want to get into Dragon Ball, but not at the cost of all of my favorite and most interesting characters.
Yeah. I mean, one of the issues too was just a matter of like Toriyama's writing wasn't. He was a great manga artist and I love the way his technology looks more than anything else. And I think
yeah.
I liked his earlier style better than his later style.
Dr. Slump and that stuff.
Yeah. Because his characters used to look a lot more rounded.
Yeah, they're definitely sharper now.
And they became a lot more angular, a lot more sharp. Very different style compared to like what started. And I always felt like Toriyama was always very aloof with the way that he kind of was with Dragon Ball. Like it was the thing that accidentally became popular.
Yeah.
And he kind of only kept doing it because it was so popular. And you know, people would never leave him alone.
Ever.
Yeah.
Sorry for the disconnecting wire sounds. This wire has a short in it, and I haven't found the replacement.
Oh no. What kind of cable is it?
USB Type-C.
Okay,
But
that's
it's a
at least easy
longer
to
one.
find. Do you need like a really long one?
Yeah, it does have to be kind of long.
It's a shame because I have a really long like C to C cable that I have just sitting around like with just collecting dust because it came in a 2-pack.
The one I'm using is a USB to C, but I could use a C to C and it would do the exact same thing. I use it for charging purposes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's what I use mine for. I use it to charge my tablet.
Oh yeah, see, Chip's been sending. Look at this.
Searching all along, facing twilight.
Loogie. Seeing Goku not in orange is giving me whiplash.
Yeah, right?
I don't remember when Bulma wore this, but it's awesome.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Oh yeah. That was GT, wasn't it?
Is this Bulma was in GT?
Yeah. Yeah, she was in GT.
Chips
There was
is
the whole arc with
What?
What else should I be? Please don't take off my clothes.
That's their kid. Wait, what?
Oh, that's the other kid.
Wait. Wait, what? Other than Trunks, there's another one?
Yeah.
What? Holy crap, I did not know that. I thought they only had Trunks.
Nope.
Okay. Let's unplug this and. What? I didn't know that.
And they continued on with the underwear theme.
Underwear theme?
Yeah, all of the characters from Bulma's family are named after underwear. Dr. Briefs. His wife's name is Panties. Bulma is a corruption of Bloomers. Trunks.
I was like, what is Bulma? I thought Bulma was like a bulb, like a plant bulb, because Vegeta is vegetable. So
Right.
vegetable bulb.
And then
Bloomers.
this character is Bra.
Huh.
Toriyama loves a lot of themes with names.
He sure does.
Like
Vegetable,
King
Piccolo being
Piccolo's-
pickles.
King Piccolo's like whole thing being naming everybody after instruments. Sans are vegetables.
Wait, Piccolo is the
Here's a
instrument
number.
and not pickles?
Well, a piccolo is an instrument.
Yeah, but Piccolo is green.
Yeah.
So pickles are green.
Yeah.
Pickles, vegetables, I don't know what a Goku is, or would have been.
Well, his Saiyan name is a vegetable.
Kakarot, carrot, you're right. I don't know who this is. It's not Chi-Chi. I don't think. Oh, this is Videl.
Yeah, and Frieza's men are fruits.
This... I don't remember Frieza's minions because they died quickly.
I think the only one that really stood out was like a pool. They aren't, most of them aren't really named. This is just me showing off my power level with Dragon Ball lore.
Look at how hard this overcoat is with the scarf. I don't like those socks with his shoes. That's kind of a miss, but
the weird
the rest
like,
of
leg
his
warmer things.
yeah, the green like leg warmer socks going over the blue pants, not cool. But everything else is
Yeah.
pretty tight.
Oh, what was the name of the movie? I gotta look it up now. One of the movies had some pretty bad Dragon Ball outfits. What was it? Am I gonna have to go through my... I'll just look up
Chi-Chi.
Dragon Ball movie.
The more interesting thing that Chi-Chi's one. Chi-Chi usually sticks to the same theme after the Dragon Quest armor. Once she grew out of that, she
Pretty
kind of just
much.
stuck to Chinese dress sort of things. I'm just saying, Dragon Ball fans, tell them to bring back the casual clothes. They were dope.
Super Android 13. There are some weird ass outfits in that one.
That's a movie?
Yes.
Super Android.
So
13.
Android 13, 14, and 15 have some weird outfits.
Oh, no.
Like the little purple guy with like the big ass hat.
What the? What in the hell? This is the first time I'm ever seeing any of these. Like, what? Why is the Hulk blue?
Well,
You know what
'cause he
has the
absorbs
fashion in all of Shonen? Bleach. Ooh. Do they? I mean, I watched Bleach up until the end of Waco Mundo.
I had a friend that was super into Bleach. I never got into it.
I think Bleach is the anime that made me establish the rule that I only had to watch the first season of every anime.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
After-
watched.
So many episodes of the Soul Society hallway, I'm like, I can't do this.
I'm trying to remember how I watched a good like few episodes of Bleach, but I never got that into it.
Okay, Chip, when you say that they had a lot of good outfits in Bleach, are you talking about the anime or the manga? Or like promo art? Because if you're just gonna use promo art, that's not fair. That's cheating. Because I see some characters in fits like, they didn't wear this in the show. Ever. Ramification. Bleach. They spend so much time in the same, like, samurai, like the cloth robes, the black robes, that it's like, I can't confirm or deny. Oh, that is really cool, though.
I'm waiting for the stream to catch up now.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good outfit.
Yeah, that's cool. Some of these tabs. All right. Chip, you make a good point. Forget his name. Ice Captain on the left here. It's not capturing my capture cursor. Oops, what did I do?
Excuse me.
This guy here on the far left, upper far left, he's got that on.
Oh yeah.
Orahime's dripped out. The guy on the far right, upper far right, I don't know what that is. That's some kidnapper van. I can miss him. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? This is the same set of outfits. This looks like Air Gear outfits, almost. Any of you
Outfit?
have you seen the anime Air Gear?
No.
That's unfortunate. It's a really good anime about.
I haven't seen a lot of more current anime.
No, this is like
Or
old,
even-
like 2000s. It was about futuristic roller skates. An anime made roller skates cool.
Interesting.
I take Hugo wanted to bring fashion designer by heart, but chose to make a manga. I'd wear some of these.
I feel like a lot of like creative individuals just end up with being better fashion designers than they are like in their creative field.
It's weird. Like, because I'm thinking back to like Toriyama. Ooh, what was his inspiration for all of those crazy outfits?
Yeah,
I can't tell you how to see me.
Oh, hello.
Just a cage of bones.
That's
There's
now
nothing.
that's an outfit more my speed.
Will it always be burning
there you
down
go.
the walls
Hey, she's doing the Jacko pose.
for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter at Post Masquerade. I'm in both face and mind.
Weird.
All free for you.
Very interesting. They've all got like bag masks. Hime's ass caked up, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Make a Metallica drummer salivate. Jeez. It was all in the manga. Huh. Alright, alright. I will admit that this fashion does kind of slap. This is some good stuff.
I need to sharpen up my fashion skills.
I will admit that going through all of these has kind of made me want to expand my horizons. Cause damn, Toriyama and
Yeah.
Tite Kubo are they're cooking. Ooh.
We still have the rule of no pants.
Yeah, we still have the roll
do
no
you-
pants.
Do
But that's
like
gonna-
spats not have pants?
I think
I can't-
spats are spandex pants.
Yeah, Those are like-
That's-
or like spandex like shorts.
Bloomers don't count as pants. Spats. That's a tough one. I'll put a poll out on Twitter. I'll ask some people. Because I don't, off the top of my head, know.
I guess really what it comes down to is what makes the pants pants. Is it like the legs? Is it the covering of the crotch area? Or is it the combination?
It's a combination because I decided that chaps, cowboy chaps
Yeah.
aren't pants.
Right.
That's confusing though because they do cover up the legs. I'll go ahead and say that spats don't count as pants.
Okay.
Now, the only we can get series, both manga and anime, where characters fought in these cool casual clothes rather than some outfit or uniform or some transformation. Okay, hold on now. Let's not get crazy with the transformations, okay? Because Sailor Moon,
A lot of usually the reason they end up fighting in a lot more of a basic looking outfit too is usually just because it's easier to animate and cheaper to animate.
true. But like the sailors in casual clothes also had basic fashion. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that the girl with the pink shirt and the random tie is killing it, but it is different. Say. Again, actually, the Sailor Moon sailors aren't all that fashionable. These
Now I'm just thinking
outfits
about all
are kind
the-
of trash.
All the different outfits that were in Cardcaptor Sakura.
Ah,
She
that's
had
not
a
fair though.
shit ton of outfits.
Lamp always like Cardcaptor Sakura and Triple X Holic had good fashion. I think her outfits were like tied to her powers of like the different cards.
What, in Cardcaptor Sakura?
Yeah.
No, it was just her. One friend wanted to be like a fashion designer or something, so she just made a new outfit every episode. She was into like fashion and like video making.
I do
Now,
remember
why
her
she
being
had
in-
the uncanny ability to like theme an outfit around the card they were going to fight, I have no idea.
There's a lot of variation here, but some of these are very hit or miss.
Yeah.
Facing twilight home. Without a sign. Without resting.
Okay. But we've been avoiding Ranma. I know a lot of people haven't seen Ranma 1/2. But
I haven't seen all of it,
I haven't seen all of it either.
because it was a long one, if I recall.
Several seasons, yeah.
I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be?
But both male and female Ranma had a lot of different outfits, all of the side characters. Except for Ranma's dad, who would transform into a panda.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. This was back when Gynax was still a thing.
Nothing left to be found. I'm here around it from me. Is where I
Alright. It has been a absolute blast talking and working. We're at 3 hours and 18 minutes. I was
Oh,
worried that we
damn.
weren't even gonna hit an hour.
I'm a sharpshooter.
Well, shit.
Apples masquerade.
I don't even think we got to all of the topics that I got sent earlier.
Free for you to draw.
Did you just put out like a
I'm a sharpshooter.
Twitter thing about getting topics?
No,
Did you just write down a bunch?
Fish sends me links to like different goings on like Twitter and stuff, and a couple of people like to just send me stuff that's like happening to get my thoughts on it and stuff.
Right.
We didn't get to the copyright strikes from that one VTuber, but hey, that just means that we can have another conversation podcast. We should definitely get Chip in because I'm surprised the stuff that you sent me, Chip. I didn't know that you were into all of that. Like I knew that you liked manga and stuff, but you had all of the Dragon Ball characters. You had Bleach Drip. So, yeah, next time we're gonna do this, we're gonna get you on and talk about some more stuff. This was fun.
And productive.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've gotten pretty much everything I wanted to do today and then some. All I have
Yep.
to do now is apply this to your model, and I'm done.
Speaking of models, I have a file to send you.
Nice.
But I think that's gonna do it for this stream. It is approaching midnight, and I have one more thing to take care of. So, yeah, if you're watching this later, leave a comment down below. What do you think? Was this interesting enough to keep going? We're gonna do it anyway. Let us know what we can improve on. Send us some topics. Send it to me on Twitter, Discord if you have it. Leave a comment with a link or something. I'm satisfied with this.
This has been fun. Always enjoy shooting the shit with you.
Absolutely. And we did it without a shitty space game.
True. True.
Hooray! I'll still play it.
You don't have to.
I already installed it. Hero Killer. I think, isn't this getting an anime? Something with hero in the title is getting an anime, but definitely save it, Chip, because next time when you're on, I'm gonna pick your brain about some of this stuff. Alright, for real. Time to go. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.